Hello, hello, hello. I'm Cortez Ransom, the host of the C Note, where we keep it 100 and the real regular not real. And we also see you fake asses out there too. I'm coming to you tonight what will be episode 14 of the C Note with the incomparable actor, Mr. N. He should be popping on the screen any second now. I'm waiting for him to come in any second. Try
Can you see
right
me?
there. I can
Hey, how
see
you
you
doing?
some. Your face is down a little low.
Okay, let
Need
me move back a little bit. There we
need you
go.
to.
Is that better?
Yeah, that's better.
It's
That's
better?
better.
Okay.
Better.
Sorry about that,
That's
man.
better.
How you
How are
doing,
you?
bro?
I'm good.
I'm
I'm
good.
hanging it down.
Good, good.
I'm hanging it there definitely. I see.
I'm sorry about
You.
that.
Oh, no problem. No problem. I thought you were used to this because I'd
Yeah,
seen you uh
you,
come on live before on Instagram, so I thought you were
yeah. I don't know what I was doing, man. My apologies.
I'm not tripping about that. It's all good.
Cool.
It's all good. So it's good to see you. Good to see you. How was your
Good to
day?
see you. It was good, man. I had meetings and just a regular day. That's it. But it was good.
Hey, hey,
I'm
Lisa.
alive.
You're live. Well, that's the good
Yep.
thing. I don't be talking to a dead dude.
Absolutely, man.
Well, we have here Mr. Michael Jermaine Patterson, who is a native of
Right.
Washington, D.C. He
Yep.
started acting at the age of 12, and several years later, he got an interest in a number of martial arts disciplines, um,
Uh-huh.
and, including conditioning and track and field as a sprinter and a hurdler and so forth.
Uh-huh.
But that passion for acting to become a successful actor would not let him go, so he just had to go for
Yeah.
it. And
I had to go for it.
you have multiple um, films here. You have Spider-Man, a Miles Morales story, uh, Hunger Games,
Uh-huh.
Mark and Jay Part Two, and a host of other things, and you have all these series down here. How can you manage like three series at one time? You have you have the interim pastor. That's a feature film.
Yeah,
Perfect,
that's the new
the
one.
series.
Yeah,
The Brethren is the series.
that's a
Penance,
new
the
one.
feature
Yeah.
film. Okay, yeah,
Yeah,
cool,
so
cool,
I
cool.
I landed a couple of the new series already. The Brethren is a new series, and
Mm-hmm.
Perfect is something that we've done since February of 2020 with
Oh yeah,
Cadell Cook, awesome director, and so
yeah.
we've posted it out there on YouTube, and we're going to do some more episodes soon as well. We have the first three that are out now, and then we're going to put out some more
Mm-hmm.
soon. So yeah, but I just been
Hey y'all,
God
yeah.
has been blessing me with roles, man. You know, during this pandemic, especially like the pandemic has been the best year as an actor for me right now.
Right.
That's crazy. And so, I've been getting more auditions from in 2020, the middle of 2020, all the way till now. I've had more auditions than I've ever had in ever. And
Well,
so it's been
I,
great.
I, I can understand why you are getting a lot of work because you are, as I refer to you as an incomparable actor. You are very talented. I have
Thanks, man.
seen your work. And as an actor myself, who takes the craft very seriously, um, I know talent when I see it. The talent.
Thanks.
You're definitely somebody that I hope to work with one of these days. I would love to share the stage with you. I don't know if you do stage work or just
Oh
film
yeah,
or
man. I can't wait to get
stage
back
and
to
film.
that. Oh, I
Yeah,
can't.
yeah,
That's my first love is stage. My mother's a
yeah.
playwright and director, and I got it from her, and moved into film and TV. But stage is something I really want to get back to. Definitely.
Yes, I agree. Shakira Monique, he is an amazing actor. I have seen
Ah,
some
Shakara. Hey,
work.
Shakara.
Shakira, I do. I quite agree. I quite agree. Well, I knew that you were involved in theater as a child, but I didn't know if you were still involved in it as an adult.
Oh
Uh,
yeah, I'm definitely ready to do that. I got my best friend on there, Marcus. He's under Havoc. Uh,
mhm.
I always say it. HAOV. Yeah, CAT. 75. Yeah, that's my best friend. What's up,
Oh,
Mark?
okay, cool. Hey, y'all. Hey, what's up? There's somebody else tuning in for you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's cool.
So you started up acting at 12.
Yes.
Um, how long did you continue before you branched off into other things with the sports?
So I in and out ever since I was
And
12, in and out. But I did a lot of the sports, track and field, football, martial arts. So I did
mm-hmm.
that. I just, I dip and dabble. But it was always something that I wanted to do. I always wanted to be an actor, actually since the age of 5. But 12 is when I had the courage to go
Mm-hmm.
and do a stage play in the 6th grade called The Wiz. And I ended with the role The Wiz. I became The Wiz actually, and I was like,
Okay.
what, And so ever since then, I had the bug. In high school, I did things with theater workshops to get my thespian points. Um, I just,
I
yeah, I did all of that. And then went to
yeah.
college and stage plays and then went and tried to do the Hollywood thing. I failed miserably like 2 or 3 different times. And then I said, let me go ahead and regroup, got married, had kids. And in my 30s, I decided to go ahead and go full fledged into it again and really just hone in my skills as an actor and learn more as well, because I still had raw talent that needed to be meshed together and perfected. Well, not perfected, but just better. And so I
Well,
had taken acting classes and people believed in me,
mhm.
networking, and then landing roles. And, just being a professional on set as well as offset is the best thing, is key to,
It's
prolonging
very
your career.
important. Yes, I
Yep.
I agree because I myself I'm on both sides of the table
Yeah.
as an actor and a singer, and I'm also a screenwriter and director
Oh
and so
man,
forth myself. So I'm on both sides of the table as well
many
as like
hats.
yeah. But you said you played the Wiz in the Wizard of Oz or the
I did.
Wiz a long time ago, and which is
Uh-huh.
interesting because I also played that role back in
Oh, really?
the Wiz, and yeah, and I in the Scarecrow at one point as well.
Oh man.
Um,
So you know how
yeah,
to dance then?
well, I used to be good at it, but then I stopped and I got a little shaky with it, and
Got it.
I used to catch on the dance routines like really quick. But when I stopped and some stuff happened to throw me off my game, and now I can still do stuff, but I
Yeah.
was quicker with it before. But I'm sure I could get that back to how it was.
Uh,
And you said you went back to acting in your 30s, which is a good thing because I
mm.
don't hear it as much now. But there was a time when people used to tell you stuff like, "Well, if you don't make it by the time you hit 30, you need to give it up." People
Yeah,
used to say
that's
stuff
totally
like that.
false, man.
People
That's
used to
totally
say,
false.
yeah, yeah. I heard
Yeah.
people say stuff like they say stuff like that to me. If you don't make it by the time you're 30, you should give it up. Of course, I don't listen to that kind of nonsense, because
Yeah.
everybody's timetable, the clock is not the same. And
Right.
when God gives us these talents, He doesn't put an expiration date on it. I mean, with God, uh, the Spirit that people call God doesn't put an expiration date on your talent. You know,
Absolutely.
as
Absolutely.
long as you still got breath in your body, you can do what you
And
want
you
to do.
push all the way. Yep.
Right. And you can't let nobody tell you any different. But I used to hear stuff like that too. If you don't make it by the time you're 30, then if you don't make it so-called big, whatever, well, people consider different things successful, you know.
Yeah,
Uh,
it's all
whatever
about
your
what you make it.
Right. It's whatever
It's
your idea of success is, but some people feel like if you don't make it what they consider to be big, by the time you
mhm.
hit 30, then you should give it up, which is ridiculous to tell somebody to give up their passion and their talent if they
Right.
don't make it by a certain age, because what is that anyway but just a number, you know? Uh,
Absolutely. Absolutely. And you notice there's a lot of great A-listers that have become very successful in their late 40s and early 50s. Like it's
mm-hmm.
because things are changing. Back in the 80s and 90s, early 2000s, people were sticking with that same type of mentality, and but all of a sudden it just said, the dynamics have changed, and so there are a lot more opportunities for actors and actresses
Mm-hmm.
that can just jump out there at any given time, as long as you have the talent, as long as you
Right.
have as long as you believe in yourself, as long as God blessed you with the talent. Because some people just, they can't make it because that's not what they want, or because
Right.
they are talented and they go out to the business and they find out this is really hard. It's hard as I
Mm-hmm.
don't know what to be an actor, a producer, a writer. It
Oh
takes
yeah.
a lot of
Yeah.
time, and so people think they can just jump in it immediately and just land roles. Even if
Mm-hmm.
you're extremely talented, you still have to network. You still have to take the lesser roles first so that people understand you, because it's a business at the end of the day. It's not
Right.
it is your talent, but at the end of the day it's a business, because the business can make you become a better actor once people know you network. They say,
Yes.
okay, I want you to do better, improve in this and that, And, then all of a sudden you become this better actor and the people are depending on you. They like your professional, behavior, and they like the way you are on set as well as offset. And so they say, oh, I like this guy. I like this girl. Let's just land more roles for this person. And that's how it happens. It's all about being a professional. It's all about having this zest for making sure that you're a team member and not just me. It's about
Right.
team, because it's not about you. It's about the filmmakers. It's about the writers. It's about the producers. It's about the DPs. It's about the actors, the actresses. It's about the background actors. I'm extremely heavy on background acting, man, because people think, oh, I'm just doing some background or whatever. Man, don't minimize being a background actor, because if you really have it in you, that's no longer going to be you in a few years. You're going to graduate and keep going up and up and up. And at the same time, people who are just background actors and they enjoy it, I have much love for them. I remember being a background actor for a many years, and I enjoyed it. And I networked, and that's how I gained my experience. And at the same time, it was just fun. You have a day off from work or whatever, you go out there and you have fun, and you show your professionalism. And sometimes people will pull you on and say, hey, I want to go ahead and put you over here, and then you got a bigger role or something like that. And it warms my heart when I see people do that, as well as it warmed my heart when people did that to me. I'm like, oh wow, okay. So it's like, you got to be a professional at the end of the day. Yeah.
Always got to be a professional. I see that Soga, who is actually a friend of mine named Kenneth, who is the founder of the Baltimore International Black Film Festival, which has been going on for 6 years now. He said over time, skills are sharpened over time and so forth. And he said the same thing I did, that there is no expiration date as long as you got breath in your body and you can get up and do it.
Exactly.
Definitely.
I got my friends from We the People Studio saying, thank you so much. That's my director, Glenn, and her husband. They're part of the We the People Studios, and they're an amazing team. And we just got finished shooting Fabled, which is going to be amazing once it comes out. We're in post-production with that, and just look out for that. I'll be sending more stuff out about that as well.
Can you give me a little premise of what that's about?
Oh, so Fabled is a faith-based TV series based on sci-fi, fantasy, and family and faith as well. So I think I said that already, but it's on a different scale. Like, it's something that people have not seen, and it's just amazing. The actors that I was attached to, as well as the whole team, they were amazing, and I can't wait for you all to see this. Like, it's totally something new. So just look out for it. That's all I can say actually about that.
Well, I did get a chance to watch all 3 episodes that were put out of Perfect.
Oh, how'd you think? What'd you think about it?
I told you what I thought about it. You don't remember, but I did contact you on Facebook, and I said that I loved it. I thought it was
that's right.
And I thought it was very refreshing. It's not stereotypical. And of course, it's good for me to always see strong Black talent on screen, and also know that a strong Black writer or filmmaker created that.
Absolutely. And Del Crew was awesome.
Yes, I see. I love
That's my mad scientist brother. I call him the mad scientist. This man is amazingly talented. To call him the mad scientist because he knows how to do everything. He's like you. I don't want to, degrade what you're doing, but he's like you plus more. Like, he's he knows how to do everything. And I'm just like, dude, you're a mad scientist, man. You're creating Frankenstein here. So, he's a heck of a guy.
I don't take that as an insult, because I know what I'm capable of. And so
absolutely.
You were talking about the whole extra thing, which I've done myself a couple of times, and I don't have anything against it. But there are some people who get stuck there. Because they're waiting on somebody else to give them an opportunity instead of going out there and creating things themselves. And that's basically where, and I'm not like trying to plug my film, but the Eternal Extra comes from that. The Eternal Extra, because with the Eternal Extra, how that came about is because of things that were being said to me and things that I've seen from other people. Like, I saw a Black actor who was upset, and one day he posted on Facebook, and it came through my newsfeed, and he was saying how he was doubting his talent because he wasn't getting any auditions. And I'm like, well, man, you shouldn't let anybody make you doubt your talents, because just because you don't get a role doesn't mean that you're not good enough. And it doesn't mean that you're not even good enough for that role. It's just that
Uh-huh.
that casting director has a certain vision of what they see for
Right.
that role. But you can't let anybody tell you that you can't do it. Also, you shouldn't wait on other people to give you opportunities. You have to create opportunities for yourself. Like
Yep, you are
there,
right about that.
like there was an actor who, well, somebody who is a model slash actor who wanted to audition for my next project, We Brothers,
Hmm.
and I felt sorry for him because he said he's been trying to get into modeling. He went to modeling and acting school at John Casablanca School,
Okay.
and you know he's been turned down a lot, even though he has the look and he takes good pictures and he looks taller on his pictures, but he's actually 5'6", and
Hmm.
so he's discriminated against because of his height. And I said
Yeah.
you shouldn't let that stop you. I mean, you should go out here and start your own damn modeling troupe. Don't let people stop you. Start your
Yeah.
own modeling troupe, dude. I mean, short guys, short women wear clothes too. So I think it's
Yeah.
absolutely
Absolutely.
ridiculous. I think it's absolutely ridiculous that they won't let a short person model. I that's you
Yeah,
know,
it's not good at all. And you know, you got print modeling, and you got just at the same time the dynamics are changing as well. I'm not
mhm,
really in that field. I did some modeling
mhm,
back when I was in my 20s, but I
right.
do know the dynamics are changing. Where the walk, what is it, the walkway or the runway? I'm sorry, runway.
Yeah, the
Where
runway.
you're seeing some shorter girls and shorter
Mhm,
guys now,
yeah.
and
Okay.
so it's all about your perception. It's all about believing in yourself. It's about your
Hmm.
faith. My faith is heavily in Christ Jesus. So that's how I look at it from that perspective. And when he
Hmm.
gives it to me, I go out there and do it. So your faith is something that's big, faith in that, as well as, faith in yourself, walking out there and saying, I'm going to do this. People have told me I can't do this. I can't do that. But you know what? Watch me, and at the same time, one of my friends, Lion Beckwith, I don't know if you know him. He's a really good friend of mine. He's like family. He said
Yeah, I've
that,
heard.
nowadays um, you have to do your own stuff. You have
Right.
you have to promote yourself. You have to do your own, you have to be your writer, your producer, director, DP, actor, and stuff like that. You may have to do a dual role or whatever, because that's what's happening right now. Like, it's so much content out there that you can make. You can't
Hmm.
depend on everyone. People are going to look at your stuff. Maybe it's going to be low budget. Maybe there's going to be things you're going to learn from it from there. But then when that person says, you know what, I see something in you and I want you to come and work
Right.
with me, because I see
Hmm.
some of the things that you did and I like that. And I think you can, what we have in our budget, we can make
Right.
it better for you on our budget. And all of a sudden, boom. So it's about
Mhm.
people knowing you are not giving up. It's a hard business. You know what I'm saying? And they know that you have it in you to become better. When they see that in you, they will invest in you. You got to invest in yourself first. And when you invest in
Right.
yourself, other people will invest in you because they believe that you believe in yourself. And that's how it works, man.
Yeah.
Networking, and it goes up and up and it just keeps going and going. And
Right.
next
You
thing you
have
know,
to
you're
have.
somewhere in an A-lister.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it takes dedication and hard work, and you got to have
absolutely.
definitely have that work ethic and so forth. It's all about how you show up as
Yep.
well. Like I was casting another web series during this pandemic called Black Therapy by a brother by the name of Naeem Freeman,
Okay.
and of course, you know, when he called me up because I was recommended to him, I had 1,000 questions for him because myself, I'm sort of like Chadwick Boseman because I'm not
Hmm.
going to play just anything
Uh-huh.
because I care about how we are portrayed as a people,
Oh, okay. I
and
understand that.
I'm not going to put just anything out there. Now, some
Hmm.
people don't agree with that. They're like, you should be willing to play anything, or people have said real actors will play anything. That's not true. A real
Hmm.
actor has the capability of pulling off any role, but doesn't mean he has to do it. There are certain things
Right.
I choose not to do. Doesn't mean that I
Right.
can't do it. So when he hit me up about this series, Black Therapy, I had questions for him. I'm sure I got
Hmm.
on his nerves because I was asking him questions about, like, what is this story about? What's this character what this character going to do?
Hmm.
Does it degrade? Really degrade black people, degrade black women, and so forth, because
Hmm.
I didn't want to do anything like that. But I
Yeah.
also understand this show is dealing with mental health, um, and set in the quote unquote what they call the hood,
Hmm.
mental health in the hood. So of course, something that I mentioned on the last episode I was talking to this young sister, that I understand that you have to show the ugly side of things or
Yeah, you do.
the tumultuous side of things to get to the healing. So I
Hmm.
understand that with that. So it is a very important series, I believe, and that's by a brother from here in Baltimore by the name of Naeem Freeman.
Naeem
So
Freeman. I need to type that. Let me type that while you're saying that. You can keep talking. I want to make sure, so because I want to see that, and it's going to be released when?
well,
Dark
the
Therapy,
series already
uh,
started.
Black Therapy.
They actually posted the season finale with part because the season finale had two parts. They just posted the season finale part two last week. It's up
Okay.
on YouTube now. On his page, I think you can find it under Black Therapy, or his production company is called Iron Crown.
Iron Crown. Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
So, are there any type roles that you wouldn't play, or what type of roles do you are you longing to play that
Okay.
you may
So the
not have
roles.
done already?
Okay, the role that I'm longing to play, and probably there's some of my friends that are looking at me right now, and they're gonna laugh, but I really want to play a superhero role. I really want to do that before I get old, because I'm getting
So,
up there. So you know what I'm
so
saying? I'm like, I got to do that
why would they laugh at that?
because they know, I got a young spirit type thing, and I've
Hmm.
always wanted to do that.
Okay,
It's
okay.
just something I always. I'm a Superman fanatic, Flash fanatic, and Green Lantern fanatic. Not fanatic, but I just like them a lot. So playing the role of Green Lantern is something I've always wanted to do.
Hmm.
And then of course when I ran track, I'm really fast still actually, and I would love to portray some type of hero that has speed or whatever, and it has a really good plot about what's going on or whatever. And it's really hard to actually make a movie about somebody with really super speed because Flash is the dude, you know what I'm saying? And it
Hmm.
just sounds corny if you try to make somebody the alternate of Flash or whatever. So
Because I was going
yeah,
to say,
so
why don't you create it?
yeah, I'm quite sure there's African American black comics that have somebody with the speed and stuff like that. So
Hmm.
I need to dive into that even more to find out. But it's just like it's really hard because you have to create this universe and understanding what's his goal, what is what's going on, what are the villains. It's just really hard in this day and age for that. But then yeah, got my boy Mark laughing at me right now. Forget you, man.
So, so how far did you proceed with the martial arts? Um,
Oh, okay. So I
did
got
you
I got
make
a
it to
black belt
black
in
belt?
Taekwondo.
Oh, oh,
Yeah,
really?
Taekwondo. And I've done
Cool.
Shaolin Wushu Kung Fu. And
Uh-huh.
I've done Tang Sudo Muda Kwan, as well as open hand karate. And I've done. I'm like a journeyman. So once I got that black belt, I was just like, I'm fine. Now I can just go ahead and just do what I
Hmm.
do. When I get more time, I want to go ahead and get into the black belt in something, but I got to have the time and I have to have the tenacity and the patience right now. Right now, that's just not easy
So
right now.
so speaking of the superhero thing, have you even thought about doing like a film that incorporates your martial arts skills?
Well, I've done actually some short films already with that. One
Hmm.
called The Courier, where I was dressed as an elf, and I did
Wow.
some pretty good things with that. And there was two great martial arts brothers of mine, James Whitley and Felipe Prosper, really good friends of mine as well. And we do choreographing at times. So I did a film called The Courier, and there's my film that's coming out right now called The Alliance, and I have a
Oh,
fight scene in that, and I play a dual role, and it's a short film, 20 25 minutes. That it's sci-fi. I'm a sci-fi fanatic as well, and there's a lot of stunts. I do a lot of stunts as well. I do like 90% of my stunts. So fighting and stunts is something I've always been doing for years, and those are
so,
coming out. So
so you're playing dual roles. So you like evil twins or something? One good
Uh,
twin.
well, Amazon. It comes out on April 2nd on Amazon
Okay.
Prime. So if you want to check it out and see, it's about cloning. That's what I can tell you.
Oh,
Okay,
wow.
it's about cloning, and so it's
Cloning. April
there's a
2nd, you said. You said
April
April
2nd.
2nd.
Yeah,
I'll
on
be
Amazon
sure.
Prime.
Okay, cool. I'll
Yeah, it's
be
called The
checking that out.
Alliance, and the
Okay.
Courier's on there as well. The Courier,
Hmm.
like
Yeah.
Mail Courier, it's out there as well. It's already on Amazon Prime. But yeah, I would love to do a feature film, something grand where I can just do a lot of stunts, a lot of fighting,
Right.
something that's going to scare the heck out of me. And yet I accomplished it, but I don't want to do nothing really crazy. I'm not trying to go Tom Cruise or nothing like that. I'm just trying to do something that
Right.
I haven't done in the stunt world. And
Yeah.
it that would be fun.
So
But roles that
I
I would not want to do.
yeah.
Um, I don't like rapist roles. I don't like
Oh God. You
yeah, I
know
don't yeah.
uh it, it it's funny that you brought that up. And I wasn't going
Yeah.
to talk about this, but maybe it's a sign I need to talk about it again.
Yeah, it's just
I'm
not
I'm one of those actors who got called on a lot because
uh
I can learn a role quickly.
uh-huh.
So back in 2018, I was rehearsing for the musical Ain't Misbehaving, and I was
Uh-huh.
also rehearsing for an original play under my own theater company, Royal Hughes Mellon and Manor.
Hmm.
Now, this black theater company here in Baltimore, Community Theater Arena Players, which is the oldest continuously operating black theater in the country.
Hmm.
Um, one of the directors down there was directing this play called Hoodoo Love.
Hmm.
Now, he comes to me 2 weeks before the show is supposed to open and asks me would I learn this role. I'm like, I can't do it, not just because I'm rehearsing for Amos Behaving, but the show that he wanted me to do, it opened on April 14th and 15th of that year. The
Hmm.
show that I was doing under my theater company was running those same dates, the
Hmm.
14th and the 15th, even though my show was only 2 days and his was full weekend, Friday, Saturday,
Hmm.
and Sunday. So I said, I can't do it because I already have a show that weekend. So he said, if he finds somebody, but they're not up to par, would you be willing to do it the rest of the time? I'm like, sure. So they found somebody who was a brilliant actor by the name of Quincy Vick. Quincy Vick is a very talented actor here in Baltimore,
Okay.
singer as well, dancer. But they found him. There was one date that he couldn't do. So essentially, they asked me would I learn that for that one date that he could not do.
Hmm.
And I said, sure, but I didn't look at the script right away. All he
Oh.
told me was that it was a he told me it was a character in his 30s and he was a young wannabe preacher and that he had some troubles. He didn't tell me
Uh-huh.
what the troubles were, probably because he knew I was probably would turn it down.
Right.
Uh, so when I did look at it, I discovered this play was set in the 1920s to 30s, and
Oh, okay.
yeah, and down south, and so there's a rape scene in this play
Mm.
where the
Yeah.
character rapes his own sister.
Oh man.
And I was really bothered by that. I'm like, why didn't you tell me that this character rapes, it commits rape, and he rapes his own sister? And he kind of
Mm.
laughed it off. You know, I figured I'd let you discover that on your own. That was messed up. Now,
Yeah.
I like to be a man of my word. Hey, what's
Hmm.
up, Tammy? I like to be a man of my word.
Oh,
I
Tammy's
didn't
on.
want to, yeah, hey, Tammy, great actress, great coach.
Yeah,
Um, and so
absolutely.
I went through with it, but it was really troubling for me to play this role for many reasons. It being a rapist, also because I had went through some molestation as a child.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that,
So
man.
yeah, so it was hard for me to play this role.
Wow.
But as a professional, and I said I was going to do it before I discovered that, because if I had known it up front, I probably would not have done it.
Right.
But I took myself through that, and of course, because I'm playing this role, I couldn't just look at him as a disgusting person. I had to try to
Hmm.
humanize this character in my own way. Now,
Yeah.
in the story they mentioned the father, uh, the sister and the brother. They mention their father, but you never see him.
Hmm.
The father is a preacher, and that's why my character wanted to be a preacher because he looked up to his father. Now, his
Right.
father was also molesting his own daughter, my character's
Wow.
sister. So that's where he got that sick behavior from,
Okay.
watching his father.
Yeah.
So
Wow.
I had to take myself there in this character. And when I came off stage, it's a good thing that it was at intermission because when I came off stage from doing that scene, I was in tears. You know,
Yeah. Yeah.
it's hard,
Man. Yeah. It's
and
it's it's really hard to play something like that, man. And
yeah,
what you told me about your personal, life, man.
yeah,
I'm praying, just complete healing in the name of Jesus over you, bro. And I mean that for real, man, because that affects people and it's affecting people like crazy right now. And then people wonder why they have the issues that they have or whatever right now, or the insecurities or whatever is going on in their minds is because of that situation that happened. And it just, it's catastrophic, you know what I mean? And so I just really pray for you on that. And I mean that for real. But yeah, playing the role like that is just something. It doesn't matter how artistic they put it out or whatever. If it, I think the only way that I would ever try to look at something like that is if they say that he had this history, but it's
Hmm.
not done on stage. I mean, it's not or stage or
Right.
film. I can't do it. It's not going to happen for
Well,
this brother.
in this
You know what I'm
play,
saying?
in this
Like,
play
yeah.
that in this play called Hoodoo Love, there was a simulated rape scene.
Mm.
So it was on
No, it's not
stage,
going.
So
Yeah, yeah. But
yeah.
I have played an abusive husband on a stage play
Hmm.
called Bound and Gagged. I've done that
Right.
before with Shannon Wren, very good playwright. That was my last stage play, I think in 2015 or 16, and I played the lead role of a pastor slash architect, and I was this
Yeah.
amazing man out in the public, but I was a monster to my
Hmm.
family. So
Okay.
when I played that role, like it was really hard to play that because I had to pray before and after because those type of things can make you like if you keep playing that role it could affect you. You know what I'm saying? It could affect you in different ways. And so I just, it was really hard playing that. I enjoyed the cast and I enjoyed what it was bringing attention to, which was domestic violence.
Mhm.
But outside of that, man, I was like, yo, I'm washing my hands off of that after it was just,
Yeah,
it was a lot. Yeah.
some people think that acting is just acting.
Yeah.
Not for any real actor, it isn't.
Hmm.
Because acting is becoming. You become that character. You have
You
to get
can.
into the
Yeah.
mind space of that character.
Hmm.
Uh, and I played a young Vietnam vet like back in 2013 in a play. And
Okay.
that play, rehearsing for that play took a lot out of me emotionally.
Yeah, I bet.
Um, yeah, because my emotions had to be all over the place,
Hmm.
because one minute he's happy, then he's sad. I had to show vulnerability. I had to show strength. I had to show
Hmm.
a plethora of different emotions in this play. And like
I can imagine.
in the middle of a normal conversation, he just starts seeing, you know, things that happened in Vietnam.
Hmm.
Uh, he was haunted by the fact, even though he was a young soldier, he had like 3 or 4 men that worked under him,
Yeah.
and none of them made it back alive. So
Oh.
he had what's called survivor's guilt. He felt
Hmm.
guilty because he made it back home and they didn't, and they were trying to turn him into some type of hero, and he didn't want to be considered a hero. So he had a lot of mental issues going on with that, which I had to act out on stage. And so roles
Yeah.
like that, I actually enjoy doing that because I got to really delve into that and show my range with that.
Mhm.
What
Yeah,
was that?
my best friend said you don't want to end up being typecasted either. That's true, bro. That's the truth.
Oh well,
That is the
look,
truth.
it's the truth that I don't have anything against anybody or whatever, but like
Uh-huh.
I was offered a role. Well, I went to this audition for this play, and they wanted me to read for two roles, and
Uh-huh.
one was a pastor, and the other
Hmm.
one was um he was telling me it was a lead role, but
Uh-huh.
he said this character performs in drag, right?
Hmm.
He said, are you good with that? I'm like, no, I'm not doing that. And he said, you sure? Not even for a paid gig? I'm like, no, I'm not doing that.
Uh-huh.
Nothing against it. I just don't want to.
Uh-huh.
And I don't have anything against any other brothers that do it. It's just something I don't want to do because
Understood.
every time I turn around, they keep trying to put another black man in a dress. I think
Yeah.
they asked pretty much every black male actor to do it. I wouldn't be surprised
Hmm.
if they didn't ask Denzel to do it.
I'm quite sure
I
they
have,
did.
I'm sure they
Yeah.
did, and we know
Yeah.
that they asked David Chappelle to do it. Of course, he turned it down.
Wow.
They tried to get Dave Chappelle to do it.
Yeah. But yeah, I let's see. So like typecasting, it started off with me with that kind of I had cop roles, detective roles, father figure roles, and I'm not taking away from that because I enjoy those because you can develop your character in that role. You just don't
Right.
want to be typecast to say, okay, well, this guy's going to fit in. Let's make him a cop. Let's make him a father. There's a lot of things that I'm able to do. And I mean, I can get from very dramatic, Shakespearean dramatic, all the way to, just something that I just know how to adapt as an actor to a
Right.
character. And if I don't know how to adapt, I'm going to find out how to adapt. I'm going to go to my acting coaches. I'm going to go to my actor friends. I'm going to say, hey, look, I need help. Or my mom helps me a lot with a lot of things. If a lot of roles that I have gained I wouldn't have gained without my mom. So my mom is a big influence in my life, but she helps me develop my character. I mean, the characters when I
Really?
audition or when I am an actor that I landed a role, she helps me with them a lot. And so, yeah, a lot of my success is from her because, she's really good as an actress as well as, she gave me a
Wow.
dream of hers when she was
Hmm.
little. And I said, you know what,
Okay.
mom, I'm gonna make you proud. And ever since I've been this actor, I guess, and I want to get
Well,
better. And
I think you need to write a script and put mom in it.
almost
Give her a
deaf,
chance.
almost deaf. Yeah, and I mean,
Yeah.
I've been telling her we should do a co-writing of something, but we're always busy. But
Mhm.
it's like, no, we need to stop saying we're busy. We need to go ahead and do it because we got. I tell you what, now, right now, like my life and her life stories,
Mhm.
man, it's like a bestseller, dude.
Well,
It's a
you just don't
bestseller.
know. I
Yeah.
understand with the stuff that I've been through too. I've been through some stuff. Some
Yeah.
stuff.
It's like
I
all of
would.
us, everybody has a best story.
Look. I wouldn't be here right now if the spirit had talked to me, the spirit of the Creator and the ancestors didn't talk to me, because once
Uh-huh.
several years ago I was in this hospital
Hmm.
where, unbeknownst to me, it was a hospital that had a reputation for
Oh
killing off
wow.
their black patients.
Whoa.
Um, and
Whoa.
I found out that black people were going to this hospital. This hospital was in South Carolina.
Hmm.
Um, and were going to this hospital for something simple and end up dead. Now
Wow.
they were doing things to me, using me as a guinea pig without my knowledge. They took,
Wow.
without my permission rather, and I was so weak at the time because I was having issues with my kidneys and stuff like that.
Oh
And
man.
they took bone marrow from me, which was extremely painful. They
Hmm.
took bone marrow out of me, where
Wow.
they didn't even numb the area, but they take this really long fat needle and they
Uh-huh.
stick it in your bone and your pelvic area. They stick it in your bone and to get the bone marrow out, and it's extremely painful. But anyway, I was
Jesus. Oof.
continuously getting sick in this hospital, sicker and sicker in this hospital.
Uh-huh.
And one morning, this doctor came in the room and he told me, you know what, Mr. Ransom, you're not doing good at all. You need to start making funeral arrangements. He actually told me that in those words.
Wow.
And when my mother came to the hospital that morning, she said, "What's wrong?" I told her what the doctor said to me. She didn't cuss him out or anything like that. She
Mhm.
just said to him, "Who are you to tell my son that he's not going to make it?" She said, "You're not God, and
Right.
furthermore, he may outlive you." So I was just getting worse and worse. They told me that my kidneys were going to go bad and I was going to end up on dialysis. I told my mother, I need to get out of here. If I
Mhm.
don't get out of here, I'm not going to make it. Because they were doing all types of things to me. It was what they call a teaching hospital,
Oh
where they have a
man.
lot of residents.
Yeah.
And so there were several times when I woke up in this hospital where I saw a whole bunch of them standing around my hospital bed with these clipboards looking at me like I'm some damn science project. So they were
Wow.
experimenting on me and shit. And I told my mother that I had to get out of this hospital. I wasn't going to make it. When we informed them that we were leaving, they tried to stop us. They were like, he's not going to survive that trip back to Baltimore. If you take him back in an ambulance and put him in a hospice. That's what they told my mother, to put me in a hospice. Put me in a
Man,
hospice
you have a
and wait
story. Ooh.
and wait for me to die.
Mhm.
Well, my mother didn't bring me back in an ambulance. She drove me back here in her car. I was in the back seat of her car, and I was in
Mhm.
horrible shape
Mhm.
because when I first went in the hospital, I was able to do some things on my own, like
Mhm.
go to the bathroom on my own and everything. But after they got through with me, I lost control over those faculties. So I
Wow.
ended up having to wear. But
Yeah.
anyway, I got back here to Baltimore, put me in the hospital here. They said they don't know what they call themselves doing down there. After about 2 or 3 weeks, I started getting better.
Yeah.
Um, I've never done dialysis. I've never done dialysis, and this was like over 15 years ago.
Mhm.
Uh, I've never done a day of dialysis. They told me I was going to end up on dialysis and die. Now, this was over 15 years ago, and I've never done dialysis.
Yeah.
My kidneys are normal. Um, but if I had stayed down there, I wouldn't be here right now. If
Man,
I
that's a story, buddy.
if I
That
hadn't
is.
listened,
I'm sorry
yeah,
about
if
that.
I had not listened to the spirit talking to me, I wouldn't be here right now because they had plans to get rid of me down there, and you know
Wow.
probably was going to take my organs and do whatever they wanted to do with them. But and I was involved in this church at the time when I was because I was a member of the choir and stuff. When I got back here to Baltimore, the person who was my pastor at the time, I was in such bad shape that I was given last rites. When I got back here to Baltimore, I was given last rites. And one time when
Look
I
at
was
you now,
still,
man.
yeah, when
Look
I was
at you
still
now.
at I couldn't walk on my own. And eventually when I was able to walk again, I had to walk with a cane for a while. And since then, I've been in musicals and dancing in musicals and stuff. Like I told you a couple of years ago, 2018, I was in Ain't Misbehaving.
Yeah.
You know, so the person who was my pastor during that time, he told this story when I had led a song. I had led a song in church with the choir backing me up, and he was basically telling some people, that young man that just sang that song a few years ago, I gave him last right, you know, and he was basically telling them about that. So, what did you want to say? I'm sorry.
No. I mean, we can just go ahead and keep continue. But I just wanted to say, like, it's wow, like you have a story, and that wow, that's all I can say, man. And I'm just glad. I thank God that you're alive and you're doing things. Look at you now, like you're progressing. You're doing, that was nothing but the trick of the enemy. But we can talk about that on another, outside of things. Because I love to talk to you about that, man, and pray with you and all. That's my motto. I pray for everyone, But I'm glad that you're good right now. That's all I can say, man.
Yeah.
I'm glad you're good.
I am too. I'm very thankful. I'm thankful that I listened to the Spirit to tell me to get out of there. Because if I hadn't listened to that voice inside of me, I would have stayed there and I wouldn't be here right now talking to you.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So, yeah. But you are an amazing actor. When I say that, I'm not just saying that. I was blown away when I watched your acting reel on IMDb and the way you delivered this monologue on there where you were have to kill somebody.
Crazy guy. The crazy guy.
It was
that was done by Cadell Cook as well, the one who did the Perfect series. He was my director for that, and that's where we grew in a relationship after that. He's like, man, I think I found somebody, and we went from there and did some great things together. You also got to check out 4 Points. That's created by Cadell Cook as well. It's on. He's gonna expand it on different platforms now, but it's on Quelly TV. That's KWELI TV. And you can rent it for like $2.99, and just check it out, man. It's a very good topic, a conversational piece. It has its political points as well as, just individuals, that talk about it after the movie. They're just like, it's really good. It's a really good movie. And it's not because I'm a part of it, but I just really love the script. And it's one of my favorite movies that I've ever done. So check it out, man. Yeah, I think you appreciate it.
I'm actually already subscribed to TV. I'm already subscribed to them, so I'll definitely check it out, and I'm going to check out The Alliance on April the 2nd as well.
Yeah,
definitely. Thanks. I got to try to make sure that you and I work together one of these days. I would love to share the screen with you.
Yeah, the screen on the stage, man. Like that would be great. That would be awesome. And I'm not just saying that just to say that. I love to work with everyone. I like to. That's just me. I love to work with everyone. I like, I become a better actor around people that are good actors, but at the same time very motivated. Like where you can help them become better, you become better. That's just the atmosphere, man. So like, when I'm around good people, I do my best. When I'm around good people, when I'm around people that I'm like, oh man, here we go with the prima donnas or the A+ actors type of thing, then I'm just like, I'm going to hold my own, but I won't thrive as much as I'm when I'm with someone that's a team player, when it's a whole group of people. Like the last projects that I've had, I've been blessed, like for real, blessed to be a part of them because everyone was a team. Everyone had a goal, and that's what you want to be a part of. You want to be a part of a team. I mean, you're going to have your productions where they're big money, big this, big that. You're going to have big names, and you just have to deal with it. But when you are with a special production, man, you'll remember it, a lot more as well. You'll have memories of that instead of the bigger productions where you're just like, okay, that was great, I did that. But then you go back to the smaller ones or a big production that was intimate and
Right.
with people being a team, you just remember that. And that's what I thrive off of. I don't thrive off of trying to say, look at me, 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 me. Even
Right.
though, actors, we have a little bit of,
Hmm.
tiny bit of some type of narcissism where we want people to look at us.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm not using the right word, but we do want people to look at
I know
us.
what
That
you
that's
mean.
just, yeah.
Yeah.
But um, I lost for myself already. But it's just that it's great to just be with a great team of people,
Yeah.
from top to
I'm
bottom,
right. I'm big
top
on
to
good.
bottom, man.
I'm big on good energy. Uh,
Yeah,
I pick up on people's energy because
yeah.
I am an empath, particularly for our people. I'm an empath, and so I pick up on people's energy.
Hmm.
Um, so someone having positive energy, a good energy, genuine energy around me
Yeah,
is very, very important. That's who I like to work with. And I'll even take the time to help an actor who may not have that much experience, but if they have the right attitude, I'm willing to
absolutely.
work with them over somebody who may have a whole bunch of experience but may be an asshole.
Yeah,
I'd rather
yeah,
work with the
yeah.
person with the less experience. I'd rather work with the person with the less experience who has a good attitude than some
Mhm.
prima donna, as you call it. Like
Yeah.
I told Naeem Freeman because I was recommended to him by someone else by the name of Asim Amin. I don't know, you might know
Mhm.
him, but he's a great actor locally who's been getting a
Bad with
lot of
names,
work.
good with faces.
Okay. Well,
Yeah.
he's also in my film, The Eternal Extra, and he just finished shooting a film with what's the guy's name? Lloyd Marcus, the
Oh
something
yeah.
David Lloyd
Uh-huh.
Marcus,
Uh-huh.
The
Okay.
Alpha Male
Okay.
film. He's in that. He's playing the lead role in that, which is supposed
Cool.
to be out sometime this year. Yeah, and so when I was on the set of Black Therapy, Naheem, I was just there to do a background scene that day,
Hmm.
and I was supposed to come back for a speaking scene, and he was like, "Are you sure you're going to be here?" and all this and that because I've dealt with people
Right.
that don't show up. I like, look, man, that's not me. I'm a professional. I show up when I say I'm going to show up. I said
Hmm.
because I'm on both sides of the table. As being an artist, an actor, and a singer, I'm also on the other side of the table as a director and a writer,
Yeah.
and so forth. And when I'm on somebody else's set, I behave the way I want people to behave on my set. I take other people's projects as seriously as I want people to take my project.
Yeah.
Uh,
Absolutely,
so
man. People are
right,
taking chances on you, man. So you got to show them respect and do your best
mm,
and
right,
help them
and
win. That's
right, and
that's what it's about.
I don't show up. I don't show up with somebody else's set trying to tell them how to direct their project because
Oh yeah.
some people who do both. Some people who
Yeah.
act and direct, they may show up on your project trying to tell you how to run your.
Yeah, I've been on those projects before, and I'm just like, once I see that, I turn my head and I'll walk away
Hmm.
and go to my quarters until I can get with the director and be like, hey, man, no, go just avoid that dude or
Right.
girl. Just like avoid them and just do your thing. Do what unless it's something that they can accept that's really meaningful for their filming,
Yeah.
their production. But yeah, you
Hmm.
just want to be there to do your job and money. Time is money on productions. You don't need
Right.
to add all that other stuff. And yeah, but yeah, I mean, yeah.
Well, I mean, I really enjoyed this conversation. I
Hey, man,
didn't
I did too.
think that all that stuff was going to come out, but it did.
Yeah, yeah.
So
That I mean, I think it's just a genuine conversation, man. Like you said, like you can tell when you work with. I mean, when you're talking to people, you feel comfortable with people. At different times, you can say what you want to
mhm,
say what you can't say to some people, and some people you hold it in because you don't
yeah,
want them to hear that. But man, I just pray for you in your career. I pray that it blossoms, dude. In
thank you.
theater as well as singing as well as filming. I hope that we
Thank
work together sometime soon. You know what I'm saying?
you. Most definitely.
And whenever you have any questions or if you want to do another, interview or whatever, man, I'm here, dude. It's just I won't say that I'm always busy because I'm not. Uh, you know,
Mhm,
it, Actors are busy, but they're not too
yeah.
busy.
Hmm.
I'm not that type of guy. But whenever you need to have another, podcast or whatever, I'm here,
Yeah.
dude. And
Okay.
yo, I really appreciate you. I mean, it's an honor to be on your show. Really.
Thank you. It's an honor that you're here as well. And I'm definitely going to check out the Lions for April the 2nd. And I'm going to try
Thanks.
to check out 4 Points on Quayle TV as
Yeah,
well.
check it out, man.
Um, and so your other series, Fabled, is coming out when?
Fabled, I don't know, but it's coming out. I would say I'd say maybe the end of spring, early summer. I don't know, maybe, but I'm really
Mhm.
looking forward to seeing that. And it's a pilot right now, but I believe that we're going to do a whole lot more with with that production. Some amazing actors on there, and it was a blessing, and it was a great journey to be on there.
Mhm.
And I'll let everyone know when it's ready.
All right. Yes, I agree. Mike is a great guy. I do agree that he's a great brother.
Thank you, Shakara.
Well, thank you so
That's
much,
my
brother.
girl. Uh
All
huh.
right. Thank you
Thank
so
you,
much,
man.
brother. And I will definitely be inviting you back. Look forward to talking to you again. I look forward to watching your project.
Okay.
Definitely. And,
Thank you,
and,
man.
and, tell, and tell the brother, Cadell Cook, I definitely would
Uh,
like to work with him also. So,
okay. I'll let him know. I'll let him know,
all
man.
right.
He's awesome. All
Okay. All right,
right.
brother. All right. Enjoy the
Take it
rest of
easy.
your evening.
You as
All
well.
right.
Thanks.
All right.
Bye.
All right. Bye. Hey, y'all. That was a really great, powerful interview. I wasn't expecting all of that to come out, but it did. Michael J. Patterson is a great brother, very talented actor, producer, writer. Um, and I wish him all the best. I know he's going to go far. I'm going to be back on here Friday, 5:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on March the 12th, speaking with recording artist Mr. Greg R&B about his new single "Cuddle Moves" in his upcoming CD or his CD, which is out now. And we're also going to be talking about his mom, who was a pastor, and she was railroaded by this system um, because she dared to speak out against police brutality. And so they manipulated things and had her locked up in jail. Again, his mom is a pastor who spoke out against police brutality, and they railroaded her into being put in jail. They set her up and had her put in jail, framed her for some stuff. And so we're going to be discussing his music as well as what they did to his mother and his journey on getting his mother out of jail. That'll be this coming Friday, March the 12th at 5:30 p.m. on episode 15 of the C Note. I love you all. Bye-bye.